My vision was to build the most comfortable, organized, and feature-rich van ever for full-time living. It's fully climate-controlled, has a complete work and music studio, kitchen at the center, an entire movie theater, and a concealed two-person feature-rich shower. You may have seen my Great White van tour. My last van I lived in for 4 years, then sold to buy Megalodon, the largest Ford Transit van you can buy. I started flat broke and in debt, and I worked my way up to what I'm about to show you. Megalodon is fully self-built, a love note to van life. I'm Ryan Bell, and this is Megalodon, my house for the next few years until I buy my future sailboat. When we first come in, I have the refrigerator right here at the door. So it pulls out right here. And when you lift it up, you can put all the groceries in directly from a shopping cart, just pulling up to the van. So this is a Dometic CFX3. So next I have this flip up counter. It's good for food prep and placing your coffee while you're outside. All right, next I have the Furrion 3-burner stove. Turn it on, it's easy. It has the piezoelectric. The fire stays on after you hold this down about maybe like 5 seconds and you can let go. I have the cast iron for my main, and yes, I keep it seasoned as you can see. We have the big pot for like soups and stuff, and then for eggs, and then a pot over here for whatever. The microwave. So this is a convection oven and an air fryer as well. When you open it up, right here it says there's a setting for dino nuggies. Yay! I have the spice rack. It's entirely complete. I have everything I need. Slides out, and there's a chest set directly above it. Good to bring anywhere because look, the pieces do not fall. Me and my father, we actually built this chest board together. We put all holes in it and then filled it in with a wood filler. Now there's magnets in every single one of these holes. This on top, of course, is a cutting board. It was Tish's idea to put a cutting board there in the first place, but my dad routed the edges. It's really nice. I like the water output here. You can wash your head in the sink. Now we have all the utensils, cleaning utensils, card games, board games. Above the sink in range, I built a pantry, and you could put a lot of food in here. And the doors are soft close. Love that. The last part of the kitchen is on the dresser. It's the coffee station. You could open this, and it has all like the coffee gear in there. For the Keurig, you actually pull this out, and then you have to access it from the top. We're using it constantly every morning. Apparently a dresser is made for dressing you, and I have some of my camera gear over there, all my clothes. Below that, I have the medicine cabinet. We have Tish's clothes. Both of them are this large. I just wanted her to have enough storage so she could bring whatever she wanted to be comfortable on the road. In this one, we have a toilet for emergencies only. It's one of the cassette toilets, so you would just take this off and put it in a backpack and bring it into a gas station. Here we have the laundry. There's a netting that is also slow close. Here we have the walk-in closet, because you can walk in there. Not really. And then fire extinguisher, ever so important. We have A, B, K, and C type fires. The moment you've all been waiting for. This is not just a dresser. This is the shower right here. See this little yellow part right here? You step on that one right here. Lift that up. Pull the entire thing out. It comes out into the middle, just like this. Curtain is so the water doesn't come out. It's on a magnet. Right over here, you have the light. The entire shower is all lit up. I built this shower custom. It's a heated recirculating shower. The mat on the bottom allows water to free flow to the drain over there. So cold is just the exterior temp, and then hot is through the hot water heater. And it's heating it up currently all the way up to 111. These are all the controls for the shower. You got the vent. It's sucking all the humidity out. This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. It's a rotary switch.
I got such thick hair and the water pressure is perfect.
So then you just put the curtain back, you put the lights off, you put the curtain in while you're pushing it closed. I'm gonna talk to you about the comfort of this van. So this is a Dometic RTX 2000. This is the world's first van with AC that runs constantly without external power. I could leave it in the desert for a year and it would remain 74 degrees inside running off just solar. This heater right here is the Webasto diesel heater, and it is installed in this wall. It comes out right here as hot air. This is routed directly into the tank of the vehicle. This can run 100 days straight without refueling. At one point, it was 100 degrees out. This cooled it down to 74 all day long. long. And at one point it was like below 0, and this heated it up to 70 degrees all night long. Fully climate controlled van here. Now the reason this AC can work 24/7 is because of the amount of insulation in the van. It has less to do with the amount of solar and the amount of battery that I have. Insulation is king. There's 5 inches of insulation all the way around the van and 3 inches on the top, just so I can still stand. We use bats of Havelock for the ceiling and loose Wool Life wool for the walls. I can stand in here, by the way. There's tons of room above my head right now. This is first of all a queen bed plus 4 inches. 2 comforters in here. The bottom layer is bamboo. Top one is more of like a cotton. Get 2 comforters, get 3 comforters. You'll be warm all night. So the bed itself, this top one is like a medium density. The bottom one is high density foam, and it's very high quality. These will last like 11 to 20 years. Now, overnight, if it's cold, I'll have the AC on all the way up and also put the heater on. They run, like I said, both 24/7, even both of them together. So they're white noise because all of the insulation, you're not really hearing anything outside of the van. Stable, like just nice quiet interior. Believe me when I say this is a sleep sanctuary. When you turn off all the lights, it gets pitch black in here. The curtain right over here, and just being able to look out the window blocks the light because around the corner it goes into this little divot in the side here, and the light doesn't go around it because the back right here is painted Vanta black. It doesn't reflect any light. So notice in the inside of the van you can see out of the window, but you cannot see in the window. So the back door, there's a pulley system inside the door that I created myself, and you just pull this to open up the door. The original mechanism is in here. You'd have to pull it down every time. It sucks. Right here I have this one little temperature probe. There's one in the fridge, and then there's one below the van on the outside. And so I always know what the temperature is inside, outside, and the refrigerator. But what if I have a guest in here? Where do they sleep? There's a hammock right here. This comes all the way over to the wall over here. You notice they're not over the bed whatsoever. I wanted the hammock to go in between everything, and it does that. And it is very peaceful. Sometimes I get in the hammock just alone, just to relax. It's not just a hammock, it's also a swing at the door. And swing in and out of the door. We're at a state park right now, by the way. We have 2 zone lightings. This right here is on a dimmer, and it's only these 3 lights. So this can go off. You can put those off. And there's a little control right here, and you can change that to all these different colors. And at nighttime, I like to make it red because it lets your eyes adjust. This is also a girlfriend friendly van. Up here you got the mirror and you got the body mirrors, and right here you have a switch to turn on, and you can really see yourself really well in this mirror. These lights are 95 CRI, so you see colors as they are, and I think it's also like 4,000 or 5,000 Kelvin. It's clinical. You can see yourself really well in these lights. Something we use almost every single night, the projector. So this is on a slide. It slides out into the middle of the van. As you notice, it is kind of down the middle center. Now this projector projects an image this way. I gotta pull this down. It fits in these magnets on the top. These are 75-pound magnets, I believe. And it just fits right there. And you put down the projector screen, and then you turn on the projector. Actually, I'm gonna turn off these lights real quick. I notice I'm on the bed side, and the projector's on that side, so it's a pass-through screen. I turn the lights off, really big. It's like a 4-foot screen now. There's also another screen. So the other position you can put this is right over here. Remember, it's a pass-through screen. You can watch from the outside, and this turns. So right here under the van in the back, I have speakers. They're on the bottom of the van. So they're actually detachable. If it accidentally falls off while driving, it's still on a little chain. Now you can completely disconnect these speakers. 3 magnets on the back. They're all 20 pounds each. There's a little thing to plug it into. You could place these things anywhere on any part of the metal. So you can keep them underneath the van as well if you just want to play from below the van. You can watch from the projector screen with the big sound and the subwoofer coming from inside. If you open up the back, it's even more subwoofer. But we do have a full gaming system in here. 2 gaming systems actually. This is the Mac Mini M1, and then we have full T-Mobile home internet right here. Here is the dock for the Steam Deck. I keep my Steam Deck right up here. It's in this little cubby hole, and I can take it out and put it in place. I can game in 2 different ways. I can either lay on the bed like this, back back and nice. It's all ergonomic. Or I can put the bed into couch mode. In the middle right here, this part opens up, and this is also just a nice little coffee table if you want it. It's on coffee table hinges. That's how it pops up. And then the entire thing pops up one more time, giving you a nice table. You can fit 3 people on this couch. One can eat right here, one eats right here, you know, whatever. You can put your mouse and keyboard here so you can edit video. I also have a music studio in here. I can record music. I've actually recorded my brother-in-law in here. He sits over there and does his thing, and I'm right here recording him. I can come to your house if you want me to record too. It's a traveling music studio. And then this entire table goes down slowly, like that. So I don't have to even help it down. The Steam Deck fits in its little cubby hole right here, and it is all plugged in back here. The controllers, they sit right down here. There's 2 of them for 2 people. This TV, it's a 30-inch, it's like a curved screen. You'll notice I'll have a metal bar right here. That's so you can put your feet here without actually hurting the wood. There's also another metal bar down here if you want to have your feet lower. The Steam Deck or the Mac Mini can be also connected to the projector, so I can play video games anywhere in the van or outside of the van as well. This right here is the audio system. Right here, you put this and this will go on. Here's this subwoofer. It's a 12-inch punch from Rockford Fosgate. So when you're playing a video game, it actually rocks the van. Like if you get shot at in a shooter or something, you feel it. And there's the Hogwarts Legacy opened up, and yes, it is playing from these. Can't hear it because it's not very sub heavy. Can either select the back battery for this to work off of, or I can select the front battery for this to work off. This shows my battery percentage. I'm currently at 98 because I have good solar. A bass knob, I can turn down the bass all the way. You can turn that off if you want to be stealthy. For the music studio, the guitar, I usually keep that under the bed. I just brought it out just now. Someone is sitting at the edge of the bed right here, which was Aaron before. I recorded his entire band in this van studio. I call it Megalodon Van Studio. I recorded his entire album. You can check it out on Spotify.
Mastermind.
Put on the guitar amp right there. Someone sits over here, plays guitar like this, and then they bring down this microphone so they can sing at the same time. I'm sitting over here on the computer recording them on Ableton Live, and I do so with this microphone. It's also a studio interface. I can use this however I want. I love my music studio in here. It works. I also have this little positive grid amp I bring around. It's nice for van life. Turn all the lights off. So here's music mode. There's all different kind of lights you can do. This is a $100 light strip. This is crazy, but I think it's worth it, honestly, what it can do. It's like a fucking party in here. Now, I chose the fake plants. I thought it was a nice little aesthetic, but what it's doing actually is hiding the corners. You can see under here, there's a little bit of a black fabric, so it kind of hides. So this bed, I can open it and there's storage below it. Now this is on hydraulic, so it just stays up. This is the charger for the alternator. Really messy right now because I do have 2 people living in here, me and my girlfriend. There's a net under here, things like shoes and stuff I could put up underneath there, and then just to put it back down, it's easy. And of course it's America, so I have my gun and I keep one of these. It's the P365 Sig Sauer XL. This is a red dot on the top. Yeah, remember, like and share and subscribe. Okay, this van is apparently running a lot of stuff in here, right? Underneath here is the electrical. It's on a little rubber band, pure sine wave inverter in there. And you see these wires are huge. Everything's oversized in this van to be able to run anything I want to. There's 2 very large lithium iron phosphate batteries. They're both 300 amp hours, making them 600 total. For the solar, these are 4 200 watts. They're Bouge RV, so it makes 800 watts total. There's a pump right there. Now that pump is special. That's for the water for outside. So I put the hose down into the little 5-gallon tank I have. I can fill it up anywhere. You can go into gas stations or anything like that. Just fill it up, and then you put it down on the ground. You put the hose inside of it, and then you turn the pump on. Right here, this is the water level. All the way up is full. That's 25 gallons. And you can monitor it while it's filling up. On that That same hose too, you can also just have either a garden hose with the house pressure, or you can connect any reservoir, or I can connect the hose all the way into a river, like a flowing river, and then it'll suck it up through a filter into the van. So this van is technically off-grid when it comes to water. This is the water tank below the van. If I go over a big curve or something, you know, it's gonna hit the back, but it's gonna hit those before it hits the tank. So I installed those myself. So every single line that's underneath the van, I can actually drain out so it doesn't freeze during cold weather. So when driving the van, we like to have this door open, and this just works perfectly. Just holds the door open. So this wall, I just built over it a little bit and put some insulation in it. There's some metal in the front that was already here. If you crash, stuff doesn't come crashing up into you. In between all the cracks, I put some of the insulation here so the wind wouldn't pass through. There's one on this side too, you just can't see it. For our trash, we just use plastic bags. I added some Diamond audio speakers up here, so the sound while driving is amazing. In my first van, I actually took out the passenger seat to put a bicycle up there. Now I have Tisha. I kept that seat in because I wanted a girlfriend. I didn't really want any pets in the van.
Yeah, Ryan said no pets.
So Tisha went out and got some anyway. She bought that goldfish, and it scared the hell out of me when she said, "Oh, I bought a goldfish for the van." And I'm like, "Oh, take it back." So I'm coming into the state park to edit the video for this exact van tour. So this is where I edit all my video, right here in the van. Now that this van is completed and I have more time to invest back in this channel, comment below, what do you guys want to see more of in the future videos? Shout out to my dad real quick. While I'm usually the only one that touches the van build, he helped greatly with the brainstorming. We'd go back and forth with ideas and we'd say yes or no together. He designed every part of the electronics of the shower. I'll be talking about this in a future video too, all about the shower. Stay tuned for this. I post a lot of videos on how to live van life and how I build them. If you want to see my first van tour with the wood stove, the van that started my channel, click here. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, the entire van build, step by step. Peace.